Today we're going to be making a fall tree that has form. Now we learned from our video that form means that it looks 3D. So it's not flat like a shape. And we're going to be making an organic form when we make our tree. So you're going to get a paper bag, and this is going to be the trunk of our tree. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to crumple it up a little bit. And then we're going to open it back up. Then I want to make sure that I have the closed part of the bag up here at the top. So to do, just make sure you, when you stick your hand in it like you're making a puppet, that the top of the puppet is, or where the mouth would be, is where the top is. And I'm just going to kind of take this little part and fold this like that, so it looks the same on both sides. And then I'm going to cut 3 snips at the top. Now I'm not always the best at cutting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my lines to help me. So I'm just drawing 3 lines. I'm going to make the middle line a little longer, but if they're the same, it's okay. So I have 3 lines drawn across the part of the bag at the top that is closed. And I'm going to pinch this while I cut. And I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to go down on one snip. See, I went through both sides. And then I'm going to do it in the middle. And then over here. Okay, so up here at the top is going to be the branches of the tree, and this is going to be the bottom. So it doesn't really look like a tree right now, though. So to make it look more like a tree, what I have to do is I'm going to kind of grab it in the middle, and I'm going to gently twist it. Now you don't want to twist it so hard that it rips, but you're just going to keep twisting it in the middle. And you can twist it down here too. And you'll see that it's going to slowly start looking like a tree trunk in the middle. But what about up here? Those don't quite look like a tree yet. So what I'm going to do up at the top is I'm just going to take each one of these little ones and try to twist them without ripping them. Okay, you don't want to rip them off, so you don't want to grab it real hard. You just kind of want to gently twist them. And you'll see that I'm slowly getting a tree trunk that has form. Okay, it's not flat anymore. Okay, so there's my tree trunk. Now I'm gonna just kind of sit this off to the side for a minute because I want to glue down the ground. Now I could glue this like this, except for usually the ground is not just a straight line. So I'm gonna just across the top take my scissors and make waves so it looks more realistic. And I'm going to glue this down at the bottom of the paper. Now I can glue down my tree trunk. Now normally with something this thick I would use white glue, the bottle glue, but it is possible to use your glue stick and make it stick down. So the first thing you want to do is you want to glue this part down, the trunk or the roots of the tree. So take your glue stick and really put a nice layer of glue on the back side of it. And then really stick it down. Once that's stuck, it's a lot easier to glue the rest of it down. So now I'm just going to kind of fold my tree up, draw a line of glue, and then do the same thing for my branches. Just make sure you're using enough glue stick, because if you just do a little tiny dot of glue stick, it's not going to stay. So I'm going over every single one of my branches with some glue stick. Okay, so as you can see, if I were to tip my paper upside down, it did not fall off. which means that I put enough glue stick on it. Now we're going to add some fall leaves to our tree. And so, as you know, in the fall, the leaves change into beautiful colors. So we have some fall colors right here. Now, this is something we'll learn about later, but these red, yellow, and orange are actually called warm colors. But then we also often have some brown leaves in there. Now, you can cut these, or you can do what I like to do, which is rip them so they look a little more leaf-like. I got a good pile of orange. You could even take 2 at the same time, maybe 3 if you have strong hands. So you don't have to sit and rip each one individually. And you might not need the whole piece of paper. So I would just start with a little bit of each color. And then if you need more, you can move on. Okay. So now I'm just going to take my glue stick and make a circle and then lay it down. You could even put them directly onto your branches too. And you can put them a little above it and it'll still look like they are on the tree. Also, you can make some that have fallen. I know some of you love it when you get to make a leaf pile and jump in it. So you can have those at the bottom for kids to jump in, or parents to rake up, or kids to rake up if they're trying to make extra money for their allowance. Unless you have those parents that just make you do it for the fun of it. Okay, so this is looking pretty good. Now we are going to hang these up in the hallway. So when you're finished, please give it to the adult that is in the room and make sure your name and room number are on the back.